Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday evening, and here we go with another one of these. Tonight we're going to be painting Star Wars Legion, which is not a remarkable thing. I paint Star Wars Legion all the time now. It's just my life, I suppose. We just paint Star Wars Legion. Um, but I'm cool with that. We're painting some Rebels tonight, and we're going with an urban camo theme for these Rebels, but we may go maybe a little bit more specific than just a regular old urban camo theme. But right now what I need to do is I need to paint this ATRT pilot. So he is going to be painted, if I can find it, according to the same color scheme that the other squads run. So I just want to make sure that I actually have the colors that I need to paint this guy. So far, I am not seeing the specific color I need. So this may be a hot minute. Just bear with me for a second. It's a very important, I'll say critical color for this scheme. So if it doesn't show up, we're just gonna say sayonara to this live stream and adios muchachos. But luckily, I found it. So Runic Gray is what we do. You can see I already have the skin tone and face done. So this is what we're going to do. And this color is going to carry over to, we'll say, much of the model. All right. So just bear with as we go ahead and get moving on our Star Wars Legion painting. Okay. So we've got a good healthy coat of Runic Gray going down. And this color is, similar to like your, it's going to turn out to be similar to like your Space Wolf Gray. So just to give you an idea. And like I said, this particular color is going to handle most of this miniature. And so we're really, right now, we're in the process of color blocking. And that's why I like to use speed paints or contrast paints to color block, because they give me a really good idea of where the model is going. Much better so than just hitting it with standard miniature paint that's not going to include shadows. Because you want to include shadows. They kind of tell you, right, how much emphasis to put on these miniatures. So in this particular miniature, this ATRT pilot is going to match the previous urban color scheme that are on the other Rebels in this set. Okay, so we're going to start off right there. Then I'm going to immediately paint the canopy of this ATRT, right? And pretend like we're going to be doing the same paint job on the canopy than we are on the pilot. Okay? So we'll have the same. So we'll say the carapace of this ATRT will follow the same camo scheme as the rest of these, as the rest of the base Rebel squads. Okay, I'm just removing the pooling stuff. Again, that's a really nice feature of the Army Painter speed paints, is that you can actually do that. That's a much more difficult maneuver to do with Citadel contrast paints. Right, so areas like this and this, they're going to have that same color. I don't see why we wouldn't just do the petals too, but we could also do, let's do the main body of this thing. Right. So I want that, this. I'll paint the console. Right. We might as well give this the unified look here. So like I said, the goal is to get this to match the Rebel squad. I hear my wife trying to direct our child, and she may need a little more authority to get involved, namely me. She can't get him to do what she wants him to do. So I hear her, she's repeating his name. So I may be called away here momentarily to, we'll say, do a little enforcement of our rules and regulations around the house. Let's just, until then, let's continue to paint the way we've been painting. Okay? And if she needs me, she'll call me. In the meantime, that's kind of cool how this is going down. Uh-oh. Now my name is being used. Yeah. Yeah, but it's okay. What's up? Okay. All right. So luckily, my son is listening to my wife. So that's good. That's good, right? Sometimes she needs a little, a little more additional enforcement, a little backup. And that's not to say that I don't need backup from her sometimes. But yeah, it's that I think that's kind of part of being the dad, right? Is sometimes you are looked at as the enforcer, right? So anyway, so we're just gonna get certain parts here, certain.
Are you telling them how I get to be good cop and you have to be bad
No,
cop?
I'm telling them that sometimes I have to help enforce, and sometimes you have to help enforce.
Usually you do it. I'm
Usually,
kind of like that. I can say,
yeah,
to get your dad.
it's usually right. It's usually my job to be the enforcer.
I like that. All right, I love you, babe.
Love you too. Good night. But yeah, that's how we do in our home. So, oh, I hear, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much longer this stream is gonna go without me having to intervene upstairs. It does sound like, we'll say, stuff is going down upstairs, and they may need me. So, let's be on call, and let's just, again, in the meantime, let's continue to work on the ATRT here. I'm really liking this Runic Gray as a base color. It's pretty nice, actually. You know, usually don't like contrast or speed paints for large flat areas like this, but there's just enough sort of contour and detail here to where it looks pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy with that. Right, so we're just going to do feet like that. And again, if anything's too heavy, too heavily pulled, you just pick it up and move it. Not the end of the world. And this is going to be, in my opinion, probably pretty stylish looking Rebel crew. Alright. Do I need anything else in this Runic Gray? I think we're looking pretty good. Right? This is actually going to end up being the lighter color that we go with. You can see some pooling right there. It actually pulled pretty nicely, but I don't like the pooling, so I'm gonna remove some of it. Right? And if you ever like really screw up, you can always pull out like an azure color or something like that and highlight up. All right, so there's that. And now let's go on with these aren't Rebel veterans, these are Rebel Scout Troopers, I think they're called. Rebel Commandos. Rebel Commandos. And they're going to have the same kind of generic base that the Rebel Troopers have, but they may have a slightly different camo pattern, maybe a little fancier, we'll say. They may have a fancier camo pattern. Right? So, we'll go like that. Right, I kind of like the center tunic there to remain black, which goes in theme with the regular Rebel troopers that are part of this specific army. But we'll see the camo that's actually going to go down over this gray may be different. Okay. All right. So that's not bad. That's not bad. We'll rock like that. Okay. So continuing on, this looks like the squad leader. So we don't have 100% clarity on what the camo scheme is going to be like. Okay. And we'll go with the squad leader like this. It's going to be wearing a lot of black, a lot more black than the regular Rebel troops. Okay, got a guy here with, looks like he's about to chuck a grenade. It's also really cool. You may notice that these troopers have, kind of darker skin. They're not, they all kind of have that same color skin, and that is also on purpose, because I was going with sort of a Filipino themed army here. So all my guys are like, in this army, are all kind of brown, right? But yeah, I like that because we're for the army, we're actually using Filipino themed camouflage. Okay. So you'll see what I mean when I start actually hitting the camouflage pattern into these. They'll be slightly different. But they do look cool, so we got that going for us. Okay, continuing on. Right. The rebel hats are really cool. And yes, I am including Fleet Troopers in that statement, which happen to be some of my favorite looking rebel costumes because they're so bad, in my opinion, that they're good. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of black cloak on these rebel commandos. But that doesn't mean that I don't have plans to kind of camo up the cloaks. But we'll see. We'll just see how it looks. If I personally like a much cleaner look, so if these were my minis, I would not uh, personally want to camo up the cloaks, but I can totally see the valid argument for doing that, right? To really give the squad some character. So if you told me like, no, I am gonna go ahead and do camo on the cloaks, I would totally get that. So. Okay, there we go. I know it's not the cleanest look. It doesn't start off clean. But yeah, this is what we normally go with. Here's this like ET looking pirate guy. He's super cool. He looks like a lot of fun. Okay. There we go. And let's do, finally we have like an Admiral Ackbar sniper. I need to dot the I on his face. I think, does Admiral Ackbar have a, does he have a kind of pupil? I think he has a round pupil. Let's see. Admiral Ackbar. Let's look at some pictures of Admiral Ackbar. Yeah, he has a round black pupil and kind of a gold eye. So let's do the round black pupils in, and they're kind of cross-eyed. So let's see that real quick. Right, so it's going to be round and in the top corner here. There we go. Right. I'll just hit that with a little gold, and I'll do back here too. There we go. All right. Now let's get his runic gray outfit going. So it's going to look like that. And this guy here, fully about, it's a trap. He's pretty awesome. All right. Looking pretty good. Okay. I need to swap to kind of a bigger brush, so I'm going to do that. It's not as big a brush as I was hoping for. Maybe I do have a bigger one there. That's you. No, you're a good brush though. No, it's the size. That's the kind of busted one. No, not you. Not you. Maybe it's still. Hold on. Okay. I like to keep the tip sharp when I'm not using it. Let's see. No. There we go. Is this it? Are you it? Not really? Not really. About. Are you it? No. Where's my... Looking for my Winsor Newton. Here we go. It's like a size 3. Tip has been blown out on it. So it's not the most precise brush, but still does the job when you're trying to do large color blocking work. So, right. So you can see that tip is totally blown out on it. But we can still get quite a bit done. All right. So we're going to go with some Gravelord Gray. This is going to be a nice generic look to anything weapon, anything that looks like a weapon, or like in this case, chassis or body. It's going to get this treatment. Okay. All right. So let me show you what I'm looking at here. Right here are the weapon options for the ATRT. So let's get at it with this. I don't have to be terribly precise because you can always clean. This is Gravelord Gray is actually a pretty nice color to clean up when you need it to clean up. So, right. So we get this weapon done. Right, and then this one. But yeah, hope you guys are actually getting out there and engaging in the hobby the way you hope to, right? Getting more games in, getting more time on the bench to do your hobby, collecting the pieces that you want for your army or crew or whatever. You know, arguing with the internet or with your friends about what's good in the game and what isn't. Those are all what we spend our hobby time on. So, but you can see, right? That's actually a really good start, right? We're already looking pretty good there on just the weapon options. So let's take it back to this thing. Right, and I'm not going to do the seat, but I'm going to do most everything that isn't Runic Gray at the moment. We'll have this Gravelord Gray, right? And Gravelord Gray will kind of serve as a we'll say a generic mechanical undercoat. I can even put some there, some in here, and it's gonna look just fine. I can put it in the undercarriage any way I like. Hold on. I have this thing filtered to top chat. How about just live chat? Not seeing any live chat go through. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I need more Gravelord Gray. Like I said, one of the most versatile colors in the speed paint, because it's just super useful for doing stuff like this. You can even, I also like using Gravelord Gray on like stone and cobblestone, just because, again, you can see how this is turning out. It's actually doing a really decent job giving you that mechanized, that true mechanized feel here from these for this ATRT. And you may just block with the color. You may decide you're just going to block with the color and then highlight it. And you want to know what? It's going to look amazing if you do that. So this really is one of those instances where your use of speed paint, I think specifically over contrast paint, looks pretty good. Now that said, I will admit that I have yet to really spend much time with the new contrast paints. The stuff that I looked at before for contrast paints was pretty damn impressive. So, but yeah, you can see that's where we're going with that thing. Already looks pretty cool. And now for these people, it's just weapons and floors. Right? Nice, just good generic color for weapons. And then your floor. And when you're doing your floor, again, watch the pooling. But you have time to work, just work relatively quick. Try to make it even, right? That's looking pretty good. Let's move along. All right, weapons and floors is what we're hoping for. Okay, we're even gonna get a little belt buckle here, like that. And let's get the floor in. So this really is like a speed paint job. I'm gonna pick up excess. You absolutely do not want bubbles when you're working with speed paints or contrast paints or miniature painting in general. The only time you want bubbles is when you are specifically trying to make bubbles. Rest of the time, you do not want them. Okay. Let's do guy with satchel bag about to, I don't know if he's throwing a grenade or talking into a mic, maybe kissing a grenade. These could be like maracas in his hand. We don't know. We don't know. But my plan is going to be to get this color blocking done to a significant degree tonight so that I can try to wrap up this commission pretty quickly, right? And get on with life, as I like to say it. Just get on with life. There you go. Okay. Keep it moving. Squad leader. And yes, the ammo belts too. You can see what a nice job it does there. Okay. But yeah, this is what we're working towards right now. Another squad of rebels, this time rebel commandos. Okay. Very cool. Okay. We're doing okay. Okay. Alright, let's move on to this cloak. Which is a pretty cool setup. It's eye patch ET. I'm a fan. Let's make this real, even though I have no idea what it is. Let's make it real. Okay. And let's go ahead and do the base. Okay. Just have a couple more to do. Fish dude. This cool sniper rifle. Saying it is definitely not a trap to the people he's trying to trap. And then shoot with this cool Gatling gun. Or not Gatling gun, sorry, sniper rifle. Gatling gun for an Akbar would also be super cool. Alright, and let's give ourselves a couple more. Alright, so now we're gonna just paint in our base. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we can move on to the black, which is the other major color here. And you'll see it's going to be fairly... Oh, oops, I forgot to do his... Hold on. He has a couple of spots in particular for Gravelord Grey. The handle. Gotta get the handlebar right. And the rifle. So even though this guy does not have a decorative base like everybody else does, he still has some spots where he's going to want Runic Gray or Gravelord Gray. Here we go. Okay, pretty happy with that. It's time to move on to black. Okay. And I would normally start with this miniature since he's the known. I don't know. Let's start with him. Who cares? He's the known. Right? I'm going to go a little more careful than I might be in a more normal version of this circumstance. But it's all good. All right. Okay. And just keep moving up. Hey, what's up, Jose? You can help me try to recall what actual camo scheme we're going with these commandos. I know there were a couple that we liked, but I couldn't tell you which one we actually decided on. All right, so he's this guy here. It's a pretty dark rider. Okay. We'll figure out what backpack we're gonna do on these guys. Are they gonna be part of black backpack squad or dark blue backpack squad? We don't know yet. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and continue on with the regular scheme. There we go, like that. Can you check Camopedia? Cool. All right. Because, yeah, the way I'm going with these guys, they're going to look extremely similar to the regular Rebel Troopers, which is fantastic, right? And we want to have a nice, super tight theme on our armies. But is it, does it end up being so similar that you can't even tell, without having the sculpts memorized, you can't even tell which model is just a Rebel and which one is a Commando. So it's kind of nice. All right, keep moving. The squad leader. So we're going with black tunics and cloaks, especially on the unit leader. The unit leaders I like to just be a little darker in general than the rest of the squad. Mainly because of the cool cloak. I forgot to get the boots on the other guy. Let's do that. Alright, looks pretty good. Alright, let's get his shoes. This guy actually has boots. A lot of the guys I notice are just wearing shoes that they've kind of rolled a cuff over to pretend that it might be a boot in there. Alright, cool. Okay, there we go. You sent me pair pics? Okay. We'll have a look. Hopefully it's not something that would force me to reverse this color blocking. I mean, worst comes to worst, I just sort of incorporate that design in with this one. Oh, so you sent me options, okay. Well, let's see. Like I said, let's see if I'm not like terribly far off right now. Even if I'm a bit off, I'm gonna still sort of argue to keep the base undercoat the same to give the army a very cohesive look. Right, so these are commandos. They're based on regular rebel troopers, but they're gonna obviously have some enhanced abilities and access to trainings and upgrades. Right. Okay. Yeah, we'll let that. We want to hit this with this. There we go. Okay. Back to these guys. First option, just need to add the light and dark brown. Gotcha. Okay. That sounds easy enough. And what I like about that is it will totally can stay in your theme for how these guys are supposed to look. This guy here is a demolitions expert. He has a jar of Dinaguan he's going to throw at, you know, unwary Empire guys to get them to smell bad and eat terrible food. You know, never that. What's nice is that makes it safe. It makes this safe for friendly fire, right? Because if a Dinaguan bomb hit a friendly Filipino unit, they would just, be happy for the food. Whereas any other sane person would go, what the hell is this disgusting garbage? And when these dry, we'll have to decide if we want to um, leave the cloaks solid, or he's carrying a bullet grenade. He could be. I like that too. And it's an equally disgusting outcome with, being immune to friendly fire. Because if it hits another Philippine unit, they'll just be like, oh, thank you. I did not have a breakfast this morning. So they threw me the balut grenade, and I have a balut. Then the Ewoks tried to steal. My God, I punched them. I did not. The Ewok trying to take my balut grenade. Masyado. Ewok. And then it goes off damn near everyone runs. The Ewok, my God. Trying to steal the balut grenade. That's cool too. That also means for the backpacks and belts and stuff, I'll stay with like a brown type color scheme, right? These pouches, that kind of stuff. Whoops. Yep, they should be like this one. So yeah, if you're around midday tomorrow, let me know. Should be done with these by then. I can bring these over to you, and we can play a game. We can either play this game, or we could play some more BMG, or if you have time, we might even be able to do both. Alright, did I get... Alright, so got most of that squad except for the alien guys. We're going with ET guy. Let's see. Thought I had it up here. Oh, I do. First camo has some light and dark blue. If you want to slap that on the cloaks. That's the thing, I don't know. I want to look at the cloaks when they dry and decide if we want to put the blue on the cloaks or not. My hunch is that we probably will want to do that. But I want to see everything. What I don't want to do is, I don't want to like have this overly complex camo scheme that is hard to replicate, because if you add more units in the future, you don't want to have like, oh, this gets 7 different colors in it in the camo scheme. You want to be able to match that squad pretty quickly, just like I did with the ATRT. It's gonna match. It'll match the rebel units that we've already painted. Right? So if I do camo the cloaks, they're probably just gonna be similar to they'll probably just be like a 2, maybe a 3 color camo scheme. I don't really see it going more extensive than that. All right. And I do think that that's going to look better in the long run too, because restricted color palettes, in my opinion, when you're doing forces, restricted color palettes pretty much always look better. I will try to break that when I paint my own Sabine and Clan Ren. I'm going to purposely try to break that. But I think it's going to look dumb. But, you got to try stuff out every now and then. Right? I still have to come back and remember what, I'm pretty sure I know what grays I did on the first scheme. So we're still going to reference that scheme. All right, and we're going to do, for the scouts, I think because we are using a lot of browns and blues, I am going to go with dark brown belts and backpacks for these guys. If I can find it. Yeah, the purifier. See, if I I have some regret there, because if I wanted to do that, I would have hard committed. I would have hard committed to that very early, and had the Philippine Fire Authority, the Fire Authority of the Philippines. Whoa. Right. So the seat here on this ATRT will have this brown color, and that's it. And I know you're not even gonna really see the seat, but I still want it to be a different color. Right? This should look pretty cool. It's gonna have some camo on it. Yeah, I would have had to hard commit to that. I still love that idea, but because when you're doing something like orange and mass producing orange, you have to come in. You can't half-ass that, right? You have to be fully committed to that theme, because you're gonna undercoat it differently. To Manila Rescue. Whoa. It's pretty good. These guys always have like, it seems like they have like back to school backpacks. Their backpacks are very, I don't know, they just remind me of like student backpacks. Everyone, like they're telling the extras, go home and bring that backpack you used to wear to school. You know, the brown leather one. People are like, alright, fine. I want to be in Star Wars. Stop judging me. Right? Oh, I don't like that. Something I could not commit fully. Yeah, that's a pretty damn firm decision, which you do not, once you begin, you do not turn around and undo it. Because getting that orange down with that level of brightness is going to take some effort on your part. Okay. Did ET get his brown? He did. ET's not rocking a whole lot of brown. It's okay. Whoa. Do you not like bubbles on there? Yeah, ET's pretty amazing. It's not a... It'd be cool if Rebels did have like a squad that kind of specialized in handing out fire. And you just make like, right, you make like Fugan and the fire dragons. Fugan and the fire dragons for your rebel army. Oh, this guy's got extra. This guy's carrying extra backpacks and stuff. He's got a whole bag. I have a whole bag of balut grenade. You cannot escape me, eh? You cannot escape me with my bullet grenade. People can smell this guy coming. Why does that guy have a purple grenade? Oops, forget to do his, yeah, pretty much I'm really liking where these are going. If I start a clone, or we just go flaming orange. Yes, but it's not this. I think the rebels with these types of camo patterns really give you the feeling. I mean, yeah, you can do kinds of designs and patterns on clones, but I don't know. To me, it doesn't quite nail it the way the rebel troopers do. There we go. Okay, there we go. I'll just keep rocking. I just like how once you block this, stuff looks pretty sharp, right? You don't necessarily need to uh, you know, camo this super hard. You could just run it like that and actually looks okay. Looks pretty cool. I think it would pretty much always look better with the camo, but I just feel regret not ripping Purifier. I don't know. These guys do look super cool though, just urban camo guys. I mean, it's definitely a different take on the Rebel Troopers. And it's just familiar enough so that people don't feel like you took a gigantic risk doing this. Alright, we're looking pretty good. Alright, now, okay, just about ready to look at the other color schemes. Well, I should say the other camo patterns. We're gonna look at the camo patterns. See if there's... Sounds like you're leaning towards the first one, which I'll just plan on sort of painting it. The first one, unless I see the O12 color scheme, and in which case I'll just turn around and say, no, we're not doing O12. Oh, that's bad. So someone rolled up running a rebel arm. Not gonna lie, it'd be super cool. Alright. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's let this stuff dry for a minute. Oh, see, there's like little details still that we gotta go back and hit. So I'll come back, do a little cleanup. Okay, there we go. Alright. Their confidence with overwhelmed the rest. Alright. Where is the lid to these? Okay. Next thing I think I want to do is I don't really particularly like this being green grass, as I want, again, I want it to match the urban theme we got going here. So we're gonna play around with this base for a minute. And I'm gonna I'm going to put down a little bit of this color. Yeah, O12 is just, that color scheme is for assholes. Let's just be real. That color scheme is just for assholes that like painting for painting's sake, and think it's funny that they're gonna put down some like an uglier scheme. Right. So as you can see here, what I'm doing. Just putting, right, so it's almost like they're just kind of walking on like crunchy industrial ground, like just soil and dirt. Let that dry for a hot minute. Let's look at Discord. Okay, so it's like a red brown, like a rust brown. So the colors would be a darker blue. Let's get those colors out. So I need like a dark blue gray almost. Might have to just mix that color because I do not have that. I think this ocean blue is way too bright. I think all my blues are too bright. I could also use Cloudburst Blue, which is also not the worst idea I've had. So if I use Cloudburst Blue and just use it in certain patches. So Cloudburst Blue, let's do Cloudburst Blue. You need, actually, why not? Why not use the speed paint as camo? Because it's nice, they'll actually lay on top of each other pretty well. So if I want those three colors for camo, that would be pretty cool. I also need the classic camo colors that I was running for the original Rebel Squad for this ATRT. So that would be this gray, right? It's this reddish gray. It's this black, and then it's like and then it was like a silver gray. Yeah. Okay, right? So what we can do is we might as well go ahead and get Mr. Pilot Guy done in that scheme right now. Right, so this is the gray that goes down first, this reddish gray. Pretty simple, reddish gray. Okay, we're going to do the same on this canopy here. Okay. Right, I know that's too close to the camera, but let's just do it. Okay, right? So there's that. The next color that goes down is that black rubber. Which I do is pretty thinner streaks. Okay, and then let's do this. Okay, pretty cool. All right. Well, okay, just about done. Now, finally, it's gonna be this silver gray. And these go down as little spots. Right, almost like fake pixelated. And if you get them over the black, they're a little more conspicuous and they look cool too. So if you get them over the rubber black, they look pretty good. All right, and that's how I did the color scheme on the original Rebels, was those three colors. All right, and they look pretty good. All right, now, like I said, we're just doing dots. All right, so the camo isn't like totally overstated on this vehicle, but it's there. It's nice enough to kind of be like, oh, cool camo scheme. Right? It's not the most innovative camo scheme or anything like that, but it does the job. It looks good. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pop this guy off. Right? We're going to put him on the ATRT. Like that. We're going to glue that in with the rest of this. Okay? It's pretty good. I know you can't see him much, but he's pretty cool. Alright. So let's get the glue. Oh, man. And I'm just going to glue kind of tinier specific spots. So this ATRT will match the regular Rebel troopers. And you'll see it's close enough of a match to match the commandos. Okay. And then I'm gonna dull up the base a little bit more. You'll see, again, I want it, I want that. I want the dirty streets of Manila, we'll say. Alright, so that's drying up there, but that's not going to be affected by me hitting the base, making the base darker and a little bit more believable, we'll say. Okay. Another thing that's cool about this is that camo, the standard camo we're running, really does like match this style of base. We can put plants on it, but I don't know that we need to. Because again, it's supposed to be kind of just a kind of a filthy road. All right, we're gonna let that dry, and then we'll do a quick dry brush just to sort of unify everything down there, right? Okay. And now we can start to look at this camo here, and let's see if I do that. I can't really do that specific camo on the cloak, so I'm gonna have to do one type of camo underneath and one other type of camo on the over. Right? But let's see how we do with. Oh yeah, that's kind of nice. So that looks good actually. That's kind of nice. I'm full of surprises. Hey, what's up, Nelson? You'll find I'm full of surprises. Alright. And thing about this game is most of the line I find to be pretty entertaining to paint. Especially when it's bullet grenadier guy like this guy. I'm going to throw the balot. Everybody look out. Balot grenade. All the poop and sewage enter. Yep. Poop and sewage and dirt. The San Francisco treat. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Keep going. This stuff goes fast. And you can see they still kind of match the regular Rebel Troopers. You just have a bit more brown. And then when we do the cloaks, we'll see that, okay, these guys are fancier than the Rebel Troopers. Alright, so, so we got that color. We're going to go with like, not reddish gray. We want to do, I want to do a chocolate color that is not wood brown. Although I may not have a choice. That might actually be the best color to go with. My concern is that it might be too much brown. But let's try. Yeah, it's not the best. It's okay. It's working. It's just not as impressive. Not as impressive. Um, maybe like a heavy rust pattern. There's medium rust. Where's heavy rust? Dirty red wouldn't be a terrible color to go with here. Black red also kind of a good color. Hull red, perfect color. Actually, there we go. This is what we want. This is it, boys. This is what we want. Hull red is exactly what we want. Okay. Right, because the wood didn't even really. It's too close. Never mind. All right. Back to the drawing board. Hold on. I got this. I gotta just find. Oh, maybe it is wine red that I want. I don't feel like that's right though. Could be dirty red. I just feel like those are too red. Here we. No, maybe that's too close too. This dark rust. Maybe this is too close. Try it again. Yeah, I can even tell. I don't even have to put that on. That's too close. Okay. New color. Let's try that dirty red. Ooh, that's okay. Well, let's see. Okay, I actually kind of like that. Dirty red. Yeah, that's not terrible. It's actually closer to the mid color. It's not bad. It's not terrible. Okay. Look at the dark color scheme. but it's Filipino urban camo scheme. What I know about this dirty red is it will dry a little darker than it's going on, which is good. Okay. And then we'll just do the robes. And it's going to be kind of weird. The robes will be a different camo pattern than the right than the under part of the uniform. But they will definitely stand out. So there's that. And the camo that we're going to do on the robes is actually pretty simple camo. Because maybe this black, pure black robes looks a little, I don't know, I like it. It's a super clean look. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and, so the camo on the robes is super simple. It's really just, and what's cool about this is this will reunite it with the original Rebel squads, right? It's the two grays really. Right? So it's this gray and the other gray. Right? So these urban camo guys. They have a little more urbanicity to them. They're even rocking urban camo. Okay. Let's see how quick we go. Okay. Akbar Sniper is kind of my favorite in this unit. Alright. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I should be free. I just have a couple meetings in the morning, and then well, do you want to run these guys? You want to play some BMG? Let me know. Okay. And so the other part of this, like I said, the cloaks, is just putting in the so yeah, I mean, it's breaking it up pretty well. Ah, that's not bad. Oh, you gonna play BMG? Okay, cool. Yeah, I have that Batman list I made. I was so impressed with it. I'm like, man, you could take that to LVO. That's a good list. It has that thing hits hard and it's pretty fast. It's the main ding against it is it's a low model count, so like you're still unfortunately not going to have much power to cover the board if you're trying to stop people from like getting into your deployment zone or that kind of thing. It's a lot harder to do with a list like that, but um, they just hit so hard that maybe it doesn't even matter, right? Maybe you just try to punch. All right, that guy's dope. I like his. He's good. Wait, did we already do? Yeah, we already did yours, but so actually, the fact that there's two different camo patterns on these and that these are commandos is kind of cool. Definitely not a choice I would make normally, but you know, we're trying to tell the tale here, right? You want to have your guys look super cool. So I guess that's you now have 500 points of rebels with this, which is good. Have you thought about what kind of options you might want to run? Or is this like a totally set in stone 500 point list? Cool. Last one. Mr. Bullet Grenades himself. Bullet Grenade! Cool. Alright. It's set in stone. Cool. Yeah, we'll try it out. And let's see, where is just regular black? It's here, hold on. Pull it out this way, did I? Right. Maybe someone stole it during paint day. Because AK Black is extremely good. And I would have stole it. So I went for all I needed to buy one extra box, and you had your 500-point army. Well, you could have done that with Empire too, seeing how Papa Vader is not cheap, but you may end up with fewer activations. So maybe that's something that you considered. What is... Was this... Where's the actual lid for this guy? Here it is. Alright. I didn't pour it out yet, did I? Hope if I did. There we go. Are you running any operatives? I think his operative is Sabine. Yeah, because he's running Jin. He's running Jin and Sabine, I believe. Alright. I know I'm tempted to put a tuft down on that base, but I'm also not tempted to do that. Because it would, to me, that it kind of kills the urban theme of the whole army. Mandalorian. Yeah, these, I think when you put these guys all down together, they should look pretty damn cool. All the Rebel guys, I think they're gonna look really cool. I think it going with these fancy bases, I think for most people seems like such an odd choice for the Rebel sculpts that you run, but I think they look like good. They have a really nice sort of gritty feel to them. But ah, let's let this stuff dry for a minute. Also, I would point out, I don't remember if I pointed this out to you already or not, but you had totally the wrong size magnets for these, for your ATRT weapon options, but I managed to have the ones I think work a lot better, and they fit the model without screaming "I'm a magnet" at you. All right. Pretty good. We'll let these dry. Yeah, right. I just don't. I think, from what I've heard, a lot of people see these bases and go, "Oh, these are just Rebel. I mean, not Rebel, Empire bases, right?" But I I use them for like my Rebel Fleet Troopers. They look great on the Fleet Troopers. So I have them on my Rebel Fleet Troopers, my Rebel um, characters, but my actual like Rebel vets are on Snow. It was the correct size. That's all. The ones you gave me were way too flat and wide, and these are gonna work better, right? Because they're the same. It should be dry. Oh, I don't want to pull that out yet. I gotta seal it, but they're the same. The ones I put on there are the same um, thickness as the this rod. So it's the same diameter as this rod. So it matches pretty seamlessly, and you just drop it in. You just pop them in. So we're cool there. Um, yeah, yeah, pretty cool. So cool, nice. Got a cool looking thematic army coming together. They should look pretty good on the tabletop. So with that, I'm gonna call it, because you can hear me yawning. I'm super tired, but we got we got them done, and then the rest of this week is just gonna be finishing up other like smaller projects for me. So, anyways, guys, that I'll seal these guys up tomorrow before we meet up. That's gonna do it for this video. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.